getting close to the speaker is making an echo noise. Yeah. Huh? Speaker to niște kije. It's making. Okay, we can go live inshallah. Brothers from upstairs, please come downstairs. We're just waiting on you guys to start the event.
The guys from the team, they are having a meeting. There's a group of guys that are sitting there meeting.
Okay. The guys who are having the meeting upstairs, you can continue. The other brothers who are done with the food, please come downstairs. Are we ready, Masud? Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem. My dear respected brothers and sisters, it's a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He had enabled us to see another blessed month of Ramadan. As we have promised last year that we're going to be starting the Hifz program over here, Alhamdulillah, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we were able to achieve that. So the first guest that I'll be inviting over here is from the Hifz program, and his name is Muhammad Anzar Shah. Please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين صدق الله العظيم.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. So this was the student from the Hifz program, as you have seen. I would like to now invite the kid from Nurani Qaida. Come on over. Rahmatullah Ni'mati. Rahimullah Ni'mati.
There are 5 pillars of Islam. The 5 pillars of Islam are Shahada, Salah, Zakat, Sum, and Hajj. Shahada is Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Salah, there are 5 pillars of Islam. The 5 pillars of Islam are Fajr, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha.
What is Shahada?
Shahada is ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh.
What's the meaning?
The meaning of Shahada is, I testify there is no one worthy of worship except Allah. I testify that Muhammad is the last messenger and prophet. Zakat is when you give charity to poor people. Saum is when you fast in the month of Ramadan. And Hajj is when you go to Makkah.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. A little kid like that has the guts to come up here and sit in front of the audience and describe the 5 pillars of Islam. We are adults and we cannot even do that. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Okay, now I would like to. Yes. So now I would like to invite one of our students from Darul Uloom Schenectady. His name is Usman, Muhammad Usman Hamdard. Please come forward, inshallah. He is one of our students from Darul Uloom Schenectady.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فقد قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا يستوي القاعدون من المؤمنين غير أولي الضرر والمجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالهم وأنفسهم فضل الله المجاهدين بأموالهم وأنفسهم على القاعدين درجة وكل وعد الله الحسنى وفضل الله المجاهدين على القاعدين أجرا عظيما وعن صدق الله العظيم وعن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أنه قال ألا إن الدنيا ملعونة وملعون ما فيها إلا ذكر الله وما والاه أو عالما أو متعلما. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Dear brothers and sisters, firstly, I would like to start off by saying Alhamdulillah as a means of my showing gratitude and appreciation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, the all-powerful, the almighty, the one who has enabled us to be here and take part in this event, in this wondrous event. If it was not for the utmost mercy and grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, none of us would have been here. Something may have happened along the way that prevented us from being here, like an unfortunate accident or a car crash. But instead, what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala averted that disaster from us and protected us from it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed us to come to His house. As we all know, the masajid are the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they are the houses in which the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is made. So like the house of an insan, who would we want to invite to our houses? We will obviously want to invite those people who are near and special to us. We wouldn't want to invite those people who are just strangers off the street or we dislike them. So just like that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose each one of us specifically to come to His house for a reason. And this gives us such an amazing opportunity to gain nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in terms of relationship. And another thing that we can show shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for is the establishment of a full-time Hifiz and Alim program in this community. As you all may know, Alhamdulillah, the first year of the Hifiz program and third year of the Alim program have been completed successfully by the grace and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamdulillah. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, what is a madrasa? The madrasa is the place where the revivers of the deen are produced. The madrasa is a place where the beliefs and values of Islam are being taught. The madrasa is the place where adab is taught. And who best to look at adab than the one who is best in adab? And what I'm trying to say is that when you want to learn something, you would obviously go to the person who is the best in that discipline. And the best person who had the best adab is our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, our role model. It comes in the Quran Kareem. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He says, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. And you, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, have been sent with the best of character. And now some of us may be wondering, what was the character of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam like? What was his characteristic? Because we want to become like that. It comes in a hadith عن قتادة قلت لعائشة يا أم المؤمنين أنبئني عن خلق رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قالت ألست تقرأ القرآن قلت بلى قالت فإن خلق نبي الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كان القرآن. It is narrated from Qatadata that I said to Aisha radiallahu anha, O mother of the believers, inform me of the manners of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She said, do you not read the Quran? I said, definitely I do read the Quran. So she said, verily the manners and characteristic of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the Quran. Subhanallah. Imagine that someone who had the manners and characteristics of the Quran Kareem, which is a miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, was walking right in front of you and you saw him. We would all want that opportunity. And like I said, the Quran Kareem is a mu'jiza or miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And mu'jizas and miracles of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't just come with a snap of a finger, so swiftly and easily. Rather, they come with time and precision. Just like was the revelation of the Quran Kareem. The Quran Kareem was revealed to our Prophet Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam over a span of 23 years, bit by bit. Each ayah and surah was revealed according to the designated time and location that it was required for. And another mu'jiza that is like that is the mu'jiza of Maryam alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Maryam alayhi salam in the Quran, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about her upbringing, how she was brought up like a flower, a rose. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Juz 3, Surah Al-Imran, Ayah 37, فتقبلها ربها بقبول حسن وأنبتها نباتا حسنا وكفلها زكريا كلما دخل عليها زكريا المحراب وجد عندها رزقا قال يا مريم أنى لك هذا قالت هو من عند الله إن الله يرزق من يشاء بغير حساب. صدق الله العظيم. And this part is talking how Maryam alayhi salam was brought up by Allah subhanahu like a flower. So we should think, how is it brought up to become the beautiful thing that it is? So there's some things that must be taken into account. First of all, we should think about the type of soil that the flower, the rose, is going to be placed in. If the rose is placed in soil that has too much nutrients or too little nutrients, then the rose will end up dying. And another thing that must be taken into consideration is the amount of water and sunlight that the rose is going to need. If the rose takes in too much water, it will end up dying. And if the rose takes up too little water, that will end up with the leaves of the rose withering and fading away, which will also lead to the rose's death. So it needs the perfect amount of water, sunlight, and soil to become a beautiful flower with beautifully and colorfully vivid petals. And vivid petals. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, another miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the madrasa. The madrasa is not something ordinary that just came along and you see in whatever city or town that you pass through. Rather, the madrasa is something extraordinary. It's not something you see everywhere. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala places the madrasa, madaris, in specific places that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses by His knowledge and His will. And in the madrasa, the miracle of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that the students of deen who are learning the hadith of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the sunnah and the Quran Kareem, how to read it with tajweed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is shaping the students and perfecting them to become like beautiful flowers, like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought up Maryam alayhi salam. Now, I also want to touch upon what makes a madrasa different from a regular school. We know that in the madrasa, the students are being taught discipline and to respect the teachers, whereas the public school, it's no secret to how the reality of it is. To simply put it, it's a zoo and everyone follows their own will. In the public school, the teachers are being treated like the students or vice versa. Now, what is the relationship between the teacher and student? No, there is no better relationship to look at than the example of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum as the students of their teacher, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It comes in a hadith, وعن عائشة رضي الله عنها قالت كان كلام رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم كلاما فصلا يفهمه كل من يسمعه رواه أبو داود. It's narrated from Aisha رضي الله عنها that she said, the speech of Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم was such a speech, it was so clear that anyone who heard it understood it. And likewise is the speech of the teacher. He is simplifying what he's teaching to the student. And what should the students be like? They should obviously look towards the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, who were the students of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the Sahaba radiallahu anhum had a question to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they would ask with honoring their teacher, and they would ask with respect. And I want to end with the hadith that I mentioned earlier in the beginning. ألا إن الدنيا ملعونة وملعون ما فيها إلا ذكر الله وما والاه أو عالما أو متعلما. It means that this world is cursed, and what is in it is cursed, except the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, dhikr, and what is conducive to that, or one who has knowledge or who acquires knowledge. Now obviously the madrasa falls in as being one of those three categories. It's the place in which the remembrance and zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being made. And it's very important that a parent sends their child to madrasa, because something could happen to the child that, there's obviously a difference between a Muslim child who goes to madrasa and one who doesn't. If the Muslim child who doesn't go to madrasa, he's encountered with someone that's of the opposite of a different religion, like a Christian or atheist, and those people are trying to deceive them from their religion and trying to make them go away from Islam and join their religion. It's possible that the Muslim child who didn't go to madrasa, he's going to fall victim to his trap and leave Islam. So for example, if an atheist or Christian came to your child who didn't go to madrasa, and then he told him something like this, that the universe has been existent since the beginning, and anything that has been existent since the beginning, it's not created, therefore the universe, it has not been created. And this will obviously plant a seed of doubt into your child. And once this seed is planted into your child, there's no doubt that more questions regarding his religion are going to come up to him, and this will make him confused. But if the child goes to madrasa, he will be safe from all of these traps that the world is presenting towards them. Jazakallah khair.
Allahu Akbar. Jazakallah khair, Brother Usman. MashaAllah. As we saw over here, a young teenage student from the community. The biggest problem that the parents are facing in this country is towards their young kids. Alhamdulillah, with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we were able to create such environment in this community and provide such services that we see such kids over here. This is a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I would now like to invite our special guest speaker, Ustad Iraj, to please come forward, inshallah. And also, before you go, I would like to request the brothers to come forward, because there is very little space left and time is 8:22. The brothers who are going to be coming in for Isha Salah and Taraweeh, there's going to be no space available. You guys can fill up this area as well, to the right of yours and to the left of yours. So you can come forward, inshallah, please.
There's a lot of space, and maybe, I don't know if we...
And also, if you sit a little close to each other, inshallah, we'll be able to fill in the gaps, because in the next 5 to 10 minutes, more brothers are going to be coming in, and there's going to be no space available for them to attend the occasion.
هذا ما غاز جنبه
هذا غاب شجرة ورغاب
جبتكم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, after that beautiful speech, I don't think there's any use or reason for my motivational talk. MashaAllah. First, before I start, I want to see by show of hands who is here with their heart and spirit, and not only to give a donation, but they are here with heart and spirit, wishing well for this event to be a successful one. Inshallah, raise your hand. Okay, now let's see. Our target, inshallah, our target is $350. $350? Oh no. $350,000. By show of hands, how many of you think that is possible for us to raise? MashaAllah, it's most of us. We got to understand, we plan and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. So I'm going to go into my talk. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. This type of events are the most beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because people are sacrificing and giving. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You cannot attain the highest level of faith unless you give from what you love. And subhanallah, today and age, don't we love money? We all love money, right? We work so hard for money, right, Mufti Sahib? So some of the benefits of charity, of giving sadaqah. Sadaqah, when you give sadaqah, it purifies and blesses your wealth. So if you want your wealth to be purified and blessed, you give charity. It wipes away some of your sins. And you probably, if you have sat in the sohbat of the ulama and a lot of the madrasa students, the ulama themselves, wherever they do an action, before their action they give some sadaqah. That's a way of guaranteeing the qabul of your actions, getting the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has been reported to have said that the fasting is a shield for the sa'im, the person who is fasting. And charity extinguishes sins. It gets rid of sins like water extinguishes fire. Sadaqah beats out calamities. We have a saying, sadaqah radi bala. Like meaning if you give sadaqah, it gets rid of bala, calamities. There's a report from Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu. He reports from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that charity, sadaqah, and calamity, they race one another to you. They race to you, to your wealth, to your children, and everything that you own. But calamity never gets there, but finds that sadaqah is already there, given that you give sadaqah. The exact word of the hadith is not like this, but some of the, basically the general meaning is like that. When you give sadaqah in Yawm al-Akhirah, or on the day of judgment, when we are standing on the plane of judgment, the sun will be beating about a mile or two above us with no shade. There will be no shade for us to seek refuge to, no tribe to hide us, no community, no family, no one will be able to help us. There is a shade of Allah's throne, and not everybody is allowed to sit there. And there's another shade, is the shade of your sadaqah. Whatever sadaqah that you give in this world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will alter it to become a shade for you in Yawm al-Akhirah. And even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has been reported to have said, he told his wife, Aisha radiallahu anha, he said, "O Aisha, فَاتَّقِ النَّارَ وَلَوْ بِشِقِّ تَمْرَةٍ." Save yourself from the hellfire, even with a piece of date. So no charity is too much and no charity is too little. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam took an oath in a hadith on three things. And he said, by the one that my soul is in his hand, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that sadaqah does not decrease your wealth, but in opposite, sadaqah increases your wealth. And this is just enough for us if we are true believers of La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that sadaqah does not decrease your wealth. Then what else proof do we need? But the ulama, they also suggest that giving all out sadaqah, giving everything you have, that's for the few people. That's not for everybody. That's for khas people, special people. Because when you give sadaqah, some of the requirements of the sadaqah is that you have to give it with your body and soul and with your full happiness. Willingly give sadaqah fi sabilillah. And when you give the sadaqah afterwards, you don't have no regret. So they said for the regular people, when they give sadaqah, give your excess wealth to a fi sabilillah. And there is no harm in keeping some for a rainy day and keeping some for your expenses. There's a hadith Qudsi, meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly told Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and through the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya Bani Adam, O the son of Adam, O children of Adam, spent so I could spend on you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. See, that's the condition of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, spent so I could spend on you. So if we want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase our rizq and spend upon us, we need to give. And it could be even a piece of a date with ikhlas if that's what you have. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he gave some advice to his cousin Zubair radiallahu anhu, who was a rich sahabi. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam gave him some advice, with the advices about 2 pages long. At the end of it, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam tells him, say, Ya Zubair, will you give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Give without measure. So then Allah could give you without measure. And he says, when you are giving to Allah, if you count, then Allah, when He gives your return, Allah will count as well. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, if you are stingy or you are like holding back when you give to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will hold back when He's given your rizq. So then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam says, Ya Zubair, give without measure, give without count. And then he goes on to say, Ya Zubair, Allah gave me this advice, Allah gave me this direction, and I'm telling you this. So through Zubair radiallahu anhu, this is the advice that we are receiving from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to Zubair radiallahu anhu, and to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says the example of those that give fi sabilillah is like the example of a grain, which I did not read the whole ayah due to the shortage of time. Like a grain that you plant that grain into the ground and it grows a green stem. And that green stem grows 7 ears. And on each ear there's 100 grains. So 7 times 100 is how much, Mufti Sahib? 700, right? You're close. So 700 grains for the return of 1 grain. Wallahu yudha'ifu liman yasha. Then after that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that Allah gives an increase as much as He will. 700 is the low number. When we are in a month, a very special month of Ramadan, which is the month of multiplications. Allahu alam how much Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will return for our sadaqat. And it has to do with our ikhlas. Allah accepts the smallest charity. So do not think that your charity, when I was coming back from my house tonight, my wife, she had this crumbled $20. She does not work, she's a house mom. And she just brought it to me and she was kind of embarrassed. She had spent all day long cooking today for the masjid, rice that she was preparing. And she gave me that. She said, this is all I have. I hope this is not very little. I told her, no, this is a lot. And I reminded her of this hadith that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when you give the smallest charity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah receives it in His divine right hand. And Allah is free of description, but Allah says right hand, so we say right hand, what it looks like, Allah knows best. So Allah receives the charity in His divine right hand, and Allah looks after this charity. And Allah increases this charity to the point where in the Yawm al-Akhirah you will see this charity being the size of the Mount of Uhud. Say Subhanallah. Is everybody listening to me, or you are just saying, you know, this guy's trying to motivate us for the wrong reasons? Huh? Say Subhanallah. But there's one condition. When you give charity, there's one condition. When you give it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sincerely, there is no loss in it. And some of the brothers, if you're shy, yes, the best of charity is to give a charity where the left hand does not know what the right hand give, but not in a situation like this. When there's a collective effort that needs to be made, the person that stands and gives fi sabilillah and stands and tells Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I gave, I stood, ya Allah, I'm ready to sacrifice. Then whoever follows suit, this person will share in their reward. Their reward is not going to decrease any, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him equal reward. So in a situation like this, when you stand, like before, if people went to ghazawat, they went to battles or whatever, people did not say, you know, secretively, I'm going. They stood with their chest out. So when you stay for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you stand, but keep that in mind. Go within your means and your limitations. And do not ruin your charity with boastful or harmful remarks. Sometimes we get charity, then later on we're like, oh, I give this, you know, these turbanis or these bearded people, I gave them money, I gave money to this masjid. They did not do nothing for me, right? Or you give money and you expect something back, or you give money, you expect people to respect you. One of the things I will tell you about this masjid, these people, they love you so much that they will never say something good in front of you. Behind your back, believe me, these people will pray nawafil for you. These people, they will make dua for you. But in front of you, nobody's going to come and give you, you know, this big respect or make you this high jisab that you want to be. So give fi sabilillah. I want to give this last, inshallah my bayan is less than 20 minutes. The governance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my sheikh, my ustaz, my teacher, that spiritual teacher of this whole community, Mawlana Sahib is sitting in front of me, so I'm speaking in front of him. The governance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala works in a way. Either the governance of Allah works for you, or it works against you, or it's indifferent of you. And I'll explain more. There was a person, he was walking in the wilderness. This is a hadith. This is not a story. This is not a fairy tale. He was walking in the wilderness and he heard the clouds speaking. The cloud was told, go and water so-and-so's orchard, his bagh. So this guy, at his amazement, he looks up at the clouds, they gather up, and they go to this part of the land which is a hard land, and it rains, it pours over there. All the rain makes its way to a stream. So this guy, he's a wise person. He starts following this water to see where this water is going. What's behind this? The water makes its way, and this guy is walking, and the water goes to this orchard where there's a man. He's busy working on his land, and he's watering his crops or fruit trees, whatever he has. To his amazement, he goes to the person, introduces himself, and tells him the story. Well, he said, "Sir, what is your name?" The guy tells him his name. He's like, "Subhanallah," and he tells him the story. "I heard your name in the clouds. The clouds was told to go water your orchard. What is your secret?" And the guy, he says, "Now you have told me all this background, I'm going to tell you my story." He said, "You know what, at the end of the year when I get all my crops, I divide it into 3 parts. I divided it into 3 parts. One part I give fi sabilillah. The other part I keep for myself and my family. And the third part I respent on this land." This hadith, maybe Mawlana Sahib could affirm this. Maybe it's related, maybe it's not related. It seems like the one side of the coin and the other side of the coin is in the Quran. In Surah Qalam, I think it's, there's this Ashabul Jannah. There's the story of their father. Their father used to do that. Then his inheritors, they became greedy and they did not want to give to the poor. That's a story by itself. But this is not a story, this is a hadith. From the hidden places, how the governance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala works to protect your wealth, to protect you. Now, in the beginning I said that our goal was $350,000. It seems a lot. For one person, that is a lot. But for a whole community to come together, wallahi, it's not a lot. Let me give you an example. Let's say we have 35, how many families do we have in Schenectady, baby? How many families? Raise up? Let's say over 300 families. If we have 35 families in Schenectady, 35, how many? 35. I cannot hear you guys. How many young guys?
35.
I like that stash over there. So 35 families. 35 families coming together. Each family pledging $10,000. That's $350,000. Shah Sahib? That's $350,000 for if 35 families come together. Ooh, $10,000 is a lot of money too, right? But let's break that down. You know how much is that a week? $200. $200 a week. If you give $200 a week to your masjid, to your community, that's $10,000 a year. Almost 9,800 or 9,600. And that 400 you could make it up, right? So if you look at things this way, it's not a lot. We could do it. If you were to pledge $5,000, you would need $100 a week. This guy, he gave 1% of his 3. He divided his wealth into 3. You give 1 day of your work. A lot of us, even if we drive Uber, Lyft, whatever, some people say that we are a community, we are poor. We are not poor. We just need the fikr. If you give 1 day a week, $150, $200. If you give $200 that 1 day, you say this 1 day, Saturday, Friday, this is for the masjid. That's it. However much money I make. The ulama, they say, you should give a portion, say this much portion I'm going to give fi sabilillah. Don't say if a need arises, because when a need arises, your need will arise, and then you might think that need might not be that important, you might not want to give. So dedicate 1 day of your work to the masjid. If you make $100, if you make $150, if you make $250, whatever pledge that you make sure that you prioritize that pledge. Let's say if you made a $5,000 pledge, say that $100 a week I'm going to give to the masjid from my work. $10,000 pledge, I'm going to give $200. $15,000, that's $300. $20,000 for a family, if 3 or 4 people are working, $400 a week, that is very much possible if each person comes together. So on this, I'm not a man of just talk. And most of us, believe me, you guys are very, very lucky. I come from Clifton Park, Cohost. I come from a different community. But alhamdulillah, for the last 1 year, I've been a part of this community. And you guys are blessed with good elders. Believe me, every penny that you give is going to the right place. Tonight, all these people that were working, everybody's volunteer. Very few people are on the payroll, and those people we are overworking them. Believe me, we don't give money to anybody for free. Raisab is known. He's a very, very much protective of your money. We have around $100,000 to $200,000 saved up for the next phase of this masjid. This Friday, a lot of the people, they were praying by the bathroom. We could not accommodate everybody. We serve 100 students, but we could not accommodate a lot of the students. We had to turn them back because our masjid is not big enough. Our expenses, we pay $20,000 for our expenses, salary and everything. So that's $240,000. We have put $250 for the expenses of the masjid, and the rest of it we'll put it aside. We will probably need $800,000 to $1 million to do the next phase of expansions. So with this being said, before I was coming, my mother, she gave me her $300. She had a dream. We don't have much time. I had told about that dream to Maulana Sahib, and she told me that, son, I'm gonna give my money to this masjid this year. And she lives in Clifton Park. She's not from this community. She has no relationship with this community. She gave me her $300. You know what else she did? She got on the phone. She told me, she like, son, you gotta pressure people. They're not gonna give unless you pressure them. She got on the phone to her daughters, telling this daughter, hey, yeah, there's Masjid al-Darul Taqwa. These are really good people. They're doing a fundraising. How much money you gotta give? She collected $500 over there. And I think she might have worked $1,000 or $2,000 from my other sisters. Okay, so this is a duty of all of us. And inshallah, me sitting over here from our business, we have a business and we are down right now. We are in need. We are even going through hard times, but through our business, inshallah ta'ala, we gotta pledge $10,000. We're gonna start the pledge, inshallah. I'm gonna be the one that's gonna start the pledge. And on last Friday, we had a brother who gave $7,000. And we had other brothers that gave 500, 700, and different numbers. And $5,000 as well. So I will hand the mic over to Dr. Saib. He's just gonna go over some specifics, and then we'll start the fundraiser, inshallah. Say the Maulana Saib. The right goes down. Make us of the awwal.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My respected brothers, Jazakallah khair for coming. I would like the youngster to come forward. We have some space in this area. People are going upstairs. So the youngster, you guys can squeeze in the small gaps so we have space for people who are coming. We would like everyone to be in this floor, inshallah. So the kids can go upstairs. If you know the young kids, we have.
We need some people to watch them over there.
Yes, inshallah. So we can have some space for people who are just coming in.
Make space for your brothers. Allah will make space for you, inshallah.
Jazakallah khair. So I would like to go over a couple things, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for the brothers who spoke, Dr. Ustad Ji. So the first thing, inshallah, as we are moving with the program, we have couple forms of payments we are doing, inshallah. The first thing is we're taking pledges. If you don't have the money right now, we would like you to provide your phone number, your address, your email, inshallah. We'll be in touch with you guys. Second, if you have card, you can pay, with the Square app. We have Square apps here. You can use your card. We have volunteers who will take your card and run the payment. And the next thing, if you are using PayPal, we have PayPal as well. We have Zelle, and we have Venmo as well. So we have couple different forms of payments. And if this does not work, you have any other forms of payment which you would like to do, I'll be standing at the back of the masjid. You can meet me. Jazakallah khair for everyone for coming. And just brother mentioned, we have Apple Pay and Android Pay as well.
Brothers, the people who are collecting the payments, we are wearing these neon bands. Right. I would like to thank the guest speaker, Ustad Iraj, first of all. Second, I would like to apologize for the wait. It's only one day in the whole year. We're making you wait for the Isha Salah. It comes in a narration that if you are waiting for Salah, as if you are in Salah. So your time is not wasted at all. Ustad Iraj already went over some stuff. I would like to mention it again a little bit, because I've heard from different sources, people have reservations. They are saying that, you folks are collecting money and we don't see anything. Well, to begin with, we promised last year that we're going to start the Hifz Madrasa. Alhamdulillah, we were able to achieve that. There are roughly about 25 kids in the Hifz program. 29 kids in the Hifz program. Similarly, we are working very hard with the city of Schenectady to get the approval. We were failed 3 times in order to do so. We have the new approval plan that we are presenting to them, which would be on next week on Wednesday. I request the whole entire community to please pray for the success of this approval. Similarly, as he mentioned earlier, the money that we collected last year, we saw a lot of pledges, especially online through TikTok and all those places. 99% of those pledges were all fake. We were not able to collect anything. Someone had given all wrong names. I would like to request the local brothers over here that this place is not a comedy show. We're not here to joke around. This is some serious matter. When you give fake names with fake pledges, people think in the community that we are collecting all those funds. But the reality is that we did not collect any of that funds. And as Brother Iraj said, that alhamdulillah, we do have the savings. Regardless that we have $20,000 is our monthly expense. How is it $20,000? We have teachers in the Hifz program. We have teachers in Darul Uloom. We have teachers in the evening program for the women. We have teachers for the Nurani Qaida, as well as for the Tajweed of Quran. It's a small facility, but we are doing a lot of work. I can guarantee you in the whole capital district, you have the huge masajid. None of the masajid has the programs that we have in this community, right? So if we have about 12 to 13 teachers, don't you think we have to pay them? We do have to pay them. And these are all the expenses. So we are saving the money as well. It's not like we are wasting the money. As he mentioned, somewhere around 150 or above is there in our saving for the expansion project. And I assure you, as soon as the approval takes place, the work will be started, inshallah. Who has the remote for the... I'm going to control it. Okay. So I will show you some slideshow. The first picture that you see over here, this is from the evening madrasa. Young kids, as well as older females, ladies, sisters from the community that we have not taken picture of. They come here to learn qaida, to learn tajweed, to learn masail. And this is the evening program. As you can see, them graduating from this program, the certificates are in their hands. Again, another slideshow of the appreciation from our side. This is one of the... This is the new proposal, right? Yeah. The previous slide that you saw was the proposal that got refused. And we did 2 more proposals after that got refused as well. This is the new proposal over here. This over here, this side, this is the current masjid that we are at the moment praying in. This over here, this project, this is a 38 by 50 feet expansion. And we are hoping that this will get approved because the reservation the city has is of our parking. As we all know, we're using the next door parking over there, and they have strong reservations about that. Both the plans that got rejected, not that there was any fault in the plans, it's just that they have questions about the parking area. So we will provide a little parking area in the back over here, right before the madrasa at the end. We are hoping that this will get approved. Do you have any other slide? Yeah. Okay, this is the same slide that I was talking about earlier. That's the initial plans that were given, and it didn't get approved by the city. You have more video, right? Okay, this is the letter that we received from the City of Schenectady Planning Commission regarding the new plan that we have proposed, that you can see over here on March 20th, next Wednesday. We're going to be going there, inshallah, some of our responsible brothers from this community. We're going to be going there with the architect and hoping that this final plan will get approved. As soon as that takes place, the work will be started. We do have some savings, but we need a lot more for that. That's the same description that I was talking about earlier. Where's the video? Okay, so he's going to be showing you the video of the graduation that we just had. Some of your brothers may not be here that day.
We missed a lot of other graduations. We don't have the videos of.
Yes, we don't have the videos because it was from the sister side, and due to the reason of parda and stuff, we couldn't do the recording over there. But this is from the boys' side of the madrasa. As soon as the video comes up, I will explain it to you what's going on over there. Just to let you know, the HIFZ program that we have, not only that the kids are learning the Quran, but they are also having the academics as well, which is required by the city, by the state, that the kid cannot go without education. So from 8 o'clock in the morning till 12, they have their HIFZ program. After that, they get a 45 minutes or half-hour break, after which the academics takes place. And we do have a teacher that we have hired for the kids as well. So nothing is...
That video, maybe we could share it on our website. We could maybe start the fundraiser.
Right. Okay. So they are having some technical issues at the moment, but the video would be loaded on our website. As you heard earlier, that the target goal this year is $350,000. We break it down to you. $20,000 is our monthly expense, so that is $240,000 annually, just the expense alone, right? And then we're trying to collect some extra towards the expansion project.
There's the video.
Okay, this is the video that I was talking about earlier. That is the graduation of the students of the Darul Schenectady HIFZ program, as well as Darul Schenectady Ilm program. Yes, this is the student Muhammad Anzar Shah, who recited earlier as well. This is Sufyan Fez, also one of the HIFZ student. I'm sorry? And your son, mashallah. Yes, and my son, definitely. So these are the kids who are coming up right now. These are the kids that have taken places in the academics. After which you will have the HIFZ students coming up. Again, he received his academic award. Now he's receiving his HIFZ award. Followed by another student. So the top 3 students from HIFZ and top 3 students from the academic program were given awards. Alhamdulillah, he was able to get 2 awards, one from the academics and one from the HIFZ program. He came first in the academics and he came third in the HIFZ program. This is another student. His name is Imran Narayan, I believe, and he came second in the HIFZ program. That's the first place student, mashallah, for the HIFZ program. And his name is Abdul Rahman. Mashallah, he came first in the HIFZ program. And this is what we have promised here last year, that we were going to start the HIFZ program, and this is right in front of you. For those who are complaining, saying that they don't see anything happening, you know, you can see on a big projector screen over here, there's something is happening.
There's a fraction of what's going on.
Exactly, a fraction of what is happening. So that was the right. And we have now bring the kids from the Darul Uloom Ilm program. One of the students that you saw up here earlier was Muhammad Usman. So now, since we know that the target goal is $350,000, I would like to make it easy. One person, and we close the case. Anyone would like to come up with $350,000? One check, and we close it. We never know. Anyone in the community? I request the online brothers, please be sincere with your pledges. You are not making pledge to me, or you're not making pledge to this masjid. You're making this pledge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't deceive anyone when you're making pledge, please.
Follow the link.
And follow the link that's been given to you, brothers over there. Okay. Anyone with $350,000? I would like to lighten the burden on the crowd over here. I will start with $25,000. One brother with $25,000. Anyone?
$25,000. Anybody want to pay? We got zero right here.
$25,000. The preferred way of payment that Masjid Darul Taqwa would like to have is cash, personal check, money order, and then through cards, and then any other form of payment that you may have. $25,000. Anybody in this community? $25,000. $20,000. Anyone who would like to come up with $20,000? Anyone with $20,000? As Ustad Iraj said, it's going to be $400 a week. The work is right in front of you. The effort of the community is right in front of you. Anyone with $15,000? I'd like to see some hands now. Anyone with $15,000? We have to keep in mind that the target goal is $350,000. We're not going to be reaching there by hundreds and $200. We have to make some sacrifice. A little of your sacrifice will go a long way. $15,000, anyone? MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. We got the first pledge after the pledge of Brother Iraj, Brother Suleiman Shah, for $15,000.
Volunteer president.
Our volunteer president, yes, with $15,000. I would like to see some more hands over here, inshallah. $15,000.
You want to see any from the TikTok?
The TikTok brothers, please be mindful of your pledge. Be sincere and honest with your pledges. Anyone else? $10,000. Anyone with $10,000? Any brother with $10,000? We would like to see some hands. Any brother with $10,000? The target is $350,000. Anyone who can do $10,000? Anyone who can do $8,000? Anyone who can do $8,000. Again, monthly expense alone is $20,000 of this masjid. And we have the expansion program right around the corner. Next week, we are all hoping that approval will come in. And the work can only take place by your generous donations. $8,000. Anybody? $5,000. Anyone with $5,000? Brother Nasibullah. MashaAllah. May Allah accept $5,000. Huh? Who? You said 7? 7,000 for Brother Nasibullah. MashaAllah. Who can match this $7,000? Anyone with $7,000? Maulana Ahmad Shah, MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. Maulana Ahmad Shah with $7,000. Anyone else who can do $7,000? The targeted goal is $350,000. The monthly expense, the yearly expense is $240,000. Who would like to come up with $7,000 over here, inshallah? Who would like to come with $5,000? $5,000. Brother Sultan Shah, mashallah. Brother Sultan Shah, $5,000. Who else will be doing $5,000? Aghasab with $5,000 right there. MashaAllah. Takbir. MashaAllah. You can also, Nasib, you can also write down my name as well, inshallah, for $5,000. Who else? Allahu Akbar. Who else would like to go with $5,000? MashaAllah. What's your name, brother? Brother Hamza. This is a young kid, mashallah. Allahu Akbar. The young kids are coming up just by him raising his hand. I remember last year, a young kid who's not with us no more. Please remember him in your dua, Brother Usman Pirzada. I don't remember, he had given $10,000 or $15,000 to this community, and he's not here with us no more. A very young kid, someone shot him. So seeing these young kids coming up, mashallah, should also give some boost to the elderly over here in the community. Anyone else with $5,000? MashaAllah. Muhammad Anwar Shah Sahab, $5,000. Takbir. Allahu Akbar.
Guys, takbir is free.
Yes. Allahu Akbar. We would like to see some hands for $5,000. Look, again, $240,000 just is the yearly expense. We were not going to be able to cover that with a few $100 donation. We welcome all donations. No donation is too small, no donation is too big. But we would like to see some sacrifice.
If two brothers get together $50 a week, they could pledge 5,000 both of you.
Here we go. He's excellent with mathematics. He said if two brothers get together with $50 weekly, can do $5,000. $5,000. Yes, a one lump sum is going to be difficult, but you can divide it weekly or you can divide it monthly. We make so many different payments in our lifestyle. Could be car payment, could be mortgage, could be anything else. There are payments and we do calculation and we live accordingly. We can do some payments for the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. We don't want all your pledges to be collected at once. Mr. Saab? Okay, so anyone with $5,000? I know there are brothers in this community who can do $5,000. And this is the blessed month of Ramadan. He described you earlier, for each penny that you spend, you'll be getting 700?
At least.
At least. Huh? Ulama describe when you see a number in the hadith, that doesn't mean that's the number. That's just giving you example. The mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we don't know how much you're going to be getting out of it. Anyone with $5,000? MashaAllah. Brother Mohibullah. Brother Mohibullah with $5,000. As I takbir. Allahu Akbar. We don't know if we're going to be living till next Ramadan. This is a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has let us see another month of Ramadan. As I was just telling you earlier, the young kid, he was probably 21, 22 years old, not even. Someone shot him and he passed away. And he was here with us this time last year in this fundraising, and he was, he was being very generous. It's teaching us a lesson that we should come forward. Anyone else with $5,000? The brothers online as well.
And sisters as well.
Oh yes, definitely sisters. Sister, every year they come up with surprises after surprise. And we have seen every year increase in the donations that the sisters do.
And I think we have Maulana's permission that they could pressure their husbands.
Yes, that's also another way of getting it, right? By pressuring your husbands, right? Anyone else with $5,000? Brother Raj gave a great way of doing it. He said, 2 brothers get together, $50 a week. $50 a week will be able to pledge $5,000. Anyone else with $5,000? 4,500. Anyone else with $4,500? Anyone else with $4,500?
$4,500.
Anyone else with $4,500? You guys can divide it weekly, and you can sit with one of these brothers over here, and they can help you in setting up a weekly or a monthly payment program with you. It doesn't have to be at one shot. You can divide it up. You can make it easy for yourself. Anyone else with $4,500?
Try to get 10 people for 3,000.
10 people? Well, please. He put forward something. Let's achieve it. He said, give me 10 brothers, 10 people with $3,000.
Each.
3,000. I gotta see a lot of hands now. It's dropping a lot. MashaAllah, brother Niazi. Takbir. Akbar. 9 more brothers.
9 more, let's go.
9 more brothers with only $3,000. Brother Raj, how much is that weekly?
On that one up a little shy. That's very little, I think.
$3,000, 9 more brothers. One more, what's the name? Maulana Masood? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. $3,000 by Maulana Masood. Maulana Mukhtar, mashallah. These are the Hifz program teachers. Maulana Masood and Maulana Mukhtar. Believe me, they are not no rich people over here.
That's about $300 a week, a month.
That's only $300 a month. $3,000. If these teachers can do it, I'm sure the rest of the brothers over here who can definitely do it. 3,000. Your name again? MashaAllah, may Allah accept. Umar Farooq with $3,000. We got 3 brothers so far with $3,000.
That's 3?
Yeah. We got 3 brothers with $3,000. We need 7 more hands over here, inshallah, with $3,000. $3,000, please. You can do it. If the teachers can come up, I'm sure the rest of the working brothers can also raise their hands. $3,000. We need 7 more brothers with $3,000. Brother Lingalay, mashallah. Brother Lingalay, surpass. May Allah accept, mashallah.
Let's get it.
$3,000 by Brother Lingalay, surpass. So we were able to get 4 brothers. We need 6 more. I know you can raise their hands. It's only 3,000. You can divide it by monthly payments over here, inshallah. It will be easier that way. It's not going to be a burdensome. And for whatever reason, at the end of the year, you were not able to come up with that 3,000. You were able to come up with 2,000. Allah knows best, right? It's the intention of the heart. But we should now commit at least for $3,000, right? And you can do the monthly payment. I said these brothers over here, they're very smart with the payment plans. They can help each individual with their own payment plans. Could be through their card, could be any other way. That's why we have these brothers over here. They can help you with that. $3,000. If anyone is raising their hand, raise it properly. Don't raise half. It makes me confused over here. $3,000. We need 6 more brothers. $3,000. $3,000. $350,000 is our target goal for this year. $240,000 is the annual expense. We need to see some more hands with $3,000. $3,000. 6 more brothers are left. I know you guys can raise your hands. $3,000. You can divide it by weekly. You can divide it monthly. $3,000. This is the month to give. In the month of Ramadan. Anyone with $2,500 only. MashaAllah. Takbir. Brother Mohibullah, $2,500. $2,500 only. Abu Bakr, 2 brothers, MashaAllah. Oh, that's one name. Okay. Brother Muhammad Ali. Brother Muhammad Ali had just pledged $5,000. MashaAllah. Takbir. Brothers, we have to come here with generosity. We got to be generous when it comes to giving in the path of Allah. Believe me, how many of us spend $2,500 annually on stuff that we don't even need, and we are making those return trips back again, either to stores or stuff that we have ordered from Amazon. $2,500 yearly, if you sit down, you do calculation, most of us are probably returning that much stuff annually, right? So what's going to happen if you give that in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which will be saved for you, and you will see the barakat of which on Yawm al-Akhirah, on the day where a mother is not even willing to give a single sadaqah to you, a single good deed to you. So why to waste our time over here when we are in this blessed month? Anyone with $2,500, MashaAllah, Brother Maulana Nazir, Takbir, Takbir. These are the students, these are the teachers of this community. And we all know that teachers are not rich, but they are rich in heart, MashaAllah. Brother Masood, Maulana Masood came up with $3,000. Hafiz Mukhtar, he came up with $3,000. Maulana Nazir, he came up with $2,500. These are not no workers or businessmen. These are only teachers over here. And they're not working with huge salaries. But, again, as we said, $2,500. If you divide that by weekly or monthly, it's not going to hurt your pocket. It's not going to dent your budget. It's manageable. $2,500 is easily manageable a year.
That's $208 a month.
$208 a month. That's a little over $50 a week. We can do this. A little over $50 is doable. It's doable. A little over $50 is doable. But collectively, one individual coming up with $2,500 will help this community a lot, will help the purpose a lot. Imagine what we do with $50 a week. We can even spend that on our gas for the car. It can go on the maintenance of the car. When you spend, as he said, in the path of Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take away the calamities that will come upon you. You can get easily a ticket for $200 in a month. A speeding ticket, a red light camera ticket. $2,500. We need to see some hands for $2,500.
How many do we have so far?
For 25, we only had one. We had Maulana Nazir. For 2,500, sorry, Mohibullah. Brother Hamza? May Allah accept. Takbir. Brother Hamza, $2,000.
Allahu Akbar. Takbir.
MashaAllah.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar. 2,000. Brother Hamza, I've started with 2,000. I will continue with 2,000. Anyone who like to match him, MashaAllah. Umar. Muhammad Umar. Again a student, not even a teacher. Well, he's also a teacher, but a student who is giving $2,000.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar. It's not what you have, it's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has accepted from you. You can have millions and billions, but if it's not accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are not able to give. Right? We have to keep this in mind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not in need of our donation or any good deeds that we do, but hence we are in need of the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Nasratullah, he has your permission? Yes. Show this heart, show this generosity.
MashaAllah, look at this little kid. He's coming up with his pocket money. Probably that's all the money in his bank he has. He is giving $200. Right? Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. My brothers, we have to come up. $2,000 is nothing. I would like to see many hands where I can't even count them no more. $2,000 is nothing. It's $50 a week. $50 a week. How much money we spend on other stuff? Unnecessary stuff that we don't even need. But this $2,000 one day,
$166 a month.
$166 a month. A month you said?
Yes.
$166 a month. That's nothing.
That's like $42 a week.
$42 a week. $2,000. We'd like to see some hands. You will see the barakah of this once our eyes are closed. Once our eyes are closed, we will see what we have sent for the hereafter.
Hey guys, you guys gotta...
What we have in our bank is not ours. We can have it in our saving account or we can have it in our checking account, but that's not ours. What we will give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what we have actually put in the savings account. $2,000. $2,000. MashaAllah, brother in the back. Name please? Yes. Nasir? Brother Nasir with $2,000. MashaAllah. Takbir. Takbir. Please, brothers. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, this is what Allah has given you. And you are giving back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing is ours, nothing is mine in this world. Whatever I have is been bestowed on me is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who am I giving back to? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Huh? It's like if I give my kid something, a piece of candy, and I ask back from the same kid, give me that piece of candy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given everything that we have today. If we give some of it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, $2,000. MashaAllah, Brother Dawood Hamdard, $2,000.
Takbir.
Takbir, Allahu Akbar. We would like to see some more hands. Allahu Akbar. We are, all of us sitting here are in a good position, MashaAllah. Brother Maulana Zubair. MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Allah bless them, inshallah.
This is a great example of when Allah accepts your donation. Look at that. He just graduated from madrasa this year in Michigan. A fresh graduate, Maulana Zubair, who has not even started working yet. But I'm sure he is bringing up whatever he has in his savings. $2,000.
Mahmoud Hamdard 3,000.
Mahmoud Hamdard, $3,000. Takbir. Allahu Akbar.
This is where it counts.
See, this brother is probably not even here, but he is still coming up with his donations. We are here in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we are giving it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What we have is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? So be generous in your donations. Anyone with $2,000 only, $166 a month. It's nothing. $166 is nothing. Just think for 1 second. How many of us will spend $166 by even going out just to have some fun of entertainment, eating, taking our kids out? We can spend more than $200. $166 only a month, $2,000 for the year. You're giving it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. $2,000. Someone with $1,500. $1,500 only. $1,500.
I think it should be many people, not someone.
I'm thinking about this from quite long ago.
It should be a lot of people.
$1,500, brothers. I see a lot of brothers sitting here capable of doing $1,500. What we have is not ours. What we have is from Allah. We ourselves, we will return to Allah.
We have these three are going to combine and join 1,500.
Can I get their names? They can stand up, please.
Stand up. They're the
Abbas Ahmadzai, Ibrahim Ahmadzai, and these are all young kids. Hif students. Can you get up? I want to see your faces.
Stand up. Stand up.
Look at this, little kids.
Takbir.
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 Allahu Akbar. I know that they work part-time with their uncle when they're off in summertime. With their father. Right, father and uncle, right? And combined together, they're coming up with $1,500. See, this is what it is.
We still won't give you a raise though.
But you will get a raise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. $1,500. I see over here working brothers, alhamdulillah, they can do $1,500. They can all manage to give $1,500. These are little kids who don't even work. They work part-time in summer. The rest of the year they're studying. And they can come up with $1,500. $1,500. I thought more than half of Majma will raise their hands. $1,500, please. $1,500. Believe me, any penny that you spend.
Right there. MashaAllah. Another Hafiz. Right there, guys. What's his name?
Huh?
Hafiz Nabil.
Nabil?
Yes.
Hafiz Nabil, another student. Hafiz Nabil, who also leads Taraweeh over here, gives us Taraweeh, mashallah. He is giving $1,500.
Takbir.
Takbir. Takbir. These are students, these are teachers, these are not no wealthy people. They don't have any thousands of dollars sitting in their bank account, but they're giving in thousands. $1,500, $3,000, $2,500. They're giving in thousands, but they don't have. I'm sure they're going with the payment plan. If they can go with the payment plan, I'm sure the working brothers can go with the payment plan as well. Anyone with $1,500. Brother Hamid Nemati? No? Which one? Hamid Afridi.
Takbir.
Takbir, mashallah. Allahu Akbar. Hamid Afridi with $1,500.
$31 a week.
$31 a week only. That's less than our gas tank, huh? Engineer Saab Hamidi, huh? Mashallah, may Allah accept. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Engineer Saab with $1,500. I would like to see a lot of hands in this majma, in this gathering over here for $1,500. That is around $30-some a week. We put more than that in our cars every week in gas. We put more than $30 in gas every week. That's the least we can do here for the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This Friday alone, a lot of brothers had to leave. They came, they couldn't pray their Friday salah. Most of the time it's raining outside or it's cold, they cannot stand there. And we all know that the expansion program is right around the corner. You need to be generous. You're building a house of Allah on this earth. Allah promises you a house in Jannah. This is a very cheap deal for $1,500. Building a house of Allah here and getting a house in Jannah, $1,500. You cannot get a house in Afghanistan for $1,500. But If you build a house, you take a share of building a house here for $1,500. Allah promises you, He will make you a house better than this in
$1,500. This
Mashallah.
guy right here, mashallah.
No?
Sameh.
Sameh, mashallah.
Pay 500 right now.
Mashallah. Brother Sameh is going to do donation of $1,500, out of which he's paying $500 on the spot. Takbir. Huh? Imad? Brother Imad, $2,000. Mashallah. Mashallah. Great. Allahu Akbar. I'm at $1,500. Brother Imad is pledging $2,000. If I have gone back and Allah has given you the ability to pledge more, feel free to do it, please, inshallah.
And we have a young Hifaz student. Mashallah, he wants to give $10.
Mashallah. You? Jamal?
Jamal.
Mashallah. Jamal, a student from the HIFZ program, is giving $10.
It's probably his
Mashallah. That's probably his weekly allowance. That's like you and me putting away our whole week of paycheck. So $10 for him is very big in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mashallah, Jamal. Takbir. Takbir. I'm still at $1,500. Why? Because it's only $30-some a week. Just think for a second, where can you spend that $30 a week? Could be getting a coffee or donut at a Dunkin' Donuts. Could be at gas station. Could be at a grocery store. $30 today is nothing.
Coffee's got to be $35 a week.
Right. The Uber drivers are making around $30, $25, $35 an hour. That's like you giving your hour salary to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the whole week. Just 1 hour of your salary is going weekly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with $1,500. MashaAllah. Hudayfa? Hudayfa with $1,500. MashaAllah. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Brothers, $1,500 is around $30, $35 a week. Most of your brothers, I personally know, can make around $25, $30 in an hour. Uber drivers can easily make that. You're giving an hour worth of your earnings to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's it. Right? Anyone can enter Jannatul Firdaus, but not a miser person. Who's miser, he will never enter Jannatul Firdaus. Yes. So don't be miser today. Be generous today. MashaAllah. What's your name? Adil. Adil, MashaAllah. $20, huh? Student? Oh, MashaAllah. $20 by Adil. I'm not going to move away from $1,500. I need to see some hands. I know there are brothers who are capable here in this crowd who can do $1,500. It's only 1 hour of your salary. Javed? $1,500? $1,000 by brother Javed, mashallah. May Allah accept. Allahu Akbar.
One of our top students, Sufyan, $100 from him.
Oh, mashallah, may Allah accept. Mashallah. Sufyan, $100. He's a HIFZ student. Allahu Akbar. We see the students coming up with their pocket money. This should give us motivation for those who are actually working and earning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with the ni'mah of health. You have health. Allah has given you the hands and feet that you can go and earn. Whatever you're earning is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Huh? Saad Tariq, $1,000. May Allah accept, my brother. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with the ni'mah of health. We have health, we can create wealth. And this is the time to give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh yes, every joint on your body, there's 360, how many joints? 360 joints in our body, right? And every joint requires a sadaqah.
Brother Masood, $1,500.
Brother Masood, $1,500. MashaAllah, takbir. Takbir. I'm still at $1,500 that have not gone down. Why? It's only $30-some a week. There are brothers over here who can do $1,500. I know for sure they can do $1,500. They can do more. but we are only asking them to do $1,500. This is the blessed month of Ramadan, my brother. $1,500 minimum multiplied by 700. You can't even calculate that through your head. You need to use a calculator to get the numbers right. $1,500. $1,500 is only $35 or $36 a week. 1 hour of your salary. 1 hour of your salary. $36, $35 a week. $1,500. Did I see some hands in the back? $1,500. I know we can do it. $1,500. $1,500. $1,000.
We got young brothers over there that are getting stand up.
How much? If it's in 100, just sit down. I'm come to you. Right now I'm at $1,000. $1,000. Huh? Yes. Also, please be attentive. Be quiet. Listen to this occasion. If you're going to be talking, I get distracted. Everybody else gets distracted. MashaAllah.
Credit cards or Apple Pay, whatever they want to pay.
If you don't have cash at the moment, you can do credit cards. All these brothers are standing over here. They can help you with your credit cards. You don't have that, that's fine. You can use your gadgets. You can use your phone. You can use your smart watches. We have all the means to collect funds through that as well. You don't have that, no problem. We can do through Zelle. We can do through Cash App. We can do through Apple Pay. Whatever means you have, we have as well.
How much is it? 100 for?
Huh? Sufyan, yeah. $1,000 only. $1,000 only. $1,000 only.
2,000 from Zamir and Mustafa.
$2,000 from Zamir and Mustafa. Young kids, right? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. These are the young teenagers or young kids of this community. They're coming up. 2 of the young kids just give $2,000, $1,000 each. We need to go and stretch our hands into our pockets. I know we can do $1,000. If a young kid can do it, how come the working adults cannot do it? It's impossible. You know, it's impossible if the working adults cannot come up with $1,000. You have, Allah has given it to you. That's the best occasion, the best time to give towards the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. $1,000. Working adults, $1,000. $1,000 only. Students are giving $1,000. Young kids are giving more than $1,000. $1,000 only. $1,000 only. Dr. Saab, mashallah, $1,000. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Dr. Saab, $1,000. We need to see other hands with $1,000. $1,000, please. I know you guys can do it. This money is not going to waste. This money is actually going into your savings account. You will see for sure this saving account once you are raised on Yawm al-Qiyamah. You will see this. This is the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will see this. This is the real savings account. Please be quiet and pay attention towards this, inshallah. $1,000. $1,000. I see a lot of distraction in the back, but unnecessary distraction in the back. If this distraction is for raising hands, we will appreciate. If it's not, please be attentive. $1,000 only. $1,000 only. A lot of brothers, I'm still waiting for them to raise their hands. A lot of brothers, I'm still waiting for them to raise their hands. $1,000 only. I know you can do it. You can do it. I know all of us. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Please be quiet. Please pay attention. Everybody, please pay attention. all of us, we send money back home, right? That's not an excuse. All of us, we have poor family back home. All of us, we support the institutes back home. But that should not stop you from this place over here. If all of us start giving back home, who's going to be giving over here? This is the future of your kids. Your kids are not going back home. You are not going back home. Your dead body is even not going back home. Especially after the huge graveyard that we just got. This is where you're going to be. This is where you're going to be buried. This is where your future is going to be. If you cannot invest in your future, where are you planning to invest? $1,000 only. In this gathering right now, it's almost 50-50. If you see adults, you see equal amount of young kids. In the next 5 to 6 years, these kids are not going to be kids anymore. These are going to be grown adults. And they required us to provide them the future. The future means that we are trying to. And that's only and only possible by you yourself investing in the future of your own kids. If we from this community cannot do it, believe me, no one else going to come from other communities and do it. Okay, mashallah, may Allah accept. There's 2 brothers who donated $1,000 each, but they don't want to announce their name. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your donation. My brother, this is our masjid. This is our community. These are our madaris over here. We need to support. We need to extend. And that can only happen through your efforts. It's all good to send money back home. No one is stopping you from doing so. But whenever you are sending money back home, be mindful of your own institute over here. If every single person here has that mentality that I'm going to send money back home, there are more poor people over there, then what's going to happen over here? Where me and you going to go? Where our future generation is going to go? They are doing there in best of their abilities. We are doing here in best of our abilities. Whatever we can. And that's only possible through funds. The teachers who come here to teach, they have similar responsibilities that I have, that you have at home. He has expenses. He has children's. He has bills to pay. We have to pay our teachers. Right? This is all expense. For who? For my and your future generation to be saved. If we invest in this, we are not only investing in this masjid or in the madrasa. Believe me, you are investing in the future generation of the Muslim community. Show me one single masjid over here in the whole capital district. You have huge masajid. Show me one single masjid who has a Darul Uloom in it, who's producing students with hifz and ulama from it. None of them have any. Why? Because it's difficult. Why? Because it's expensive. Why? Because it's intense. It's not easy. For such a small community, if our expense is $20,000, it's not going to be $20,000 every year. More and more students are coming. We need more teachers. Moment we get more teachers, right away the expense gets increased. Even last year, we had to deny students. And it was hard for us. Why? Because we are doing this program not for myself, but for my kid and your kid, for our future generation. And we had to let those kids know that sorry. We had to let the parents know that we cannot take your kids. Some of the parents are here. They've been coming to this masjid from day one. They got a little late and we had no more space. To create a space, it requires money. To bring in more kids, it requires money. Where the money is going to come from? The government is not going to give me money. The brothers from Clifton Park or Latham or ICCD, they're not going to come and fund this institute. This is your institute. This is my institute. If I don't give, believe me, nobody is going to give. How you expect us to cover $240,000? This is not a small money. This is a huge money. The only reason why it's huge, because we have madaris taking place over here. If we didn't have opened the madrasas, our expense would have not been that much. We'd have to only worry about extending the masjid for the musallis who come in to pray. But there's 2 major projects that we have taken upon our shoulders. One is the expansion of the masjid. One is also the expansion of the madrasa. How many kids every year we are refusing? Last year we refused kids. This year we probably have to refuse kids. Mainly because we don't have the means for it. If we hire more students, we need to hire another teacher. Hiring another teacher is easily $30,000, $40,000 extra at the end of the year. We require your generous effort to take place over here. Anyone with $1,000, I know you guys can do it. This is the masjid. You come here, you pray here, you use this facility, you use the electricity, you use the water. This masjid has also right upon us. $1,000. Anyone with $1,000. $1,000.
$6,150 from the ladies' side so far.
6,000? MashaAllah, I have great numbers to announce. $6,150 from the sister side. Takbir! Takbir! Most of these sisters, they don't work. This is probably a little bit of pocket money that they get from their husbands, and they're putting it together. And they're generous enough to give $6,150 towards the future of this masjid. Where are the working brothers? Where are the working hands? $1,000, $1,000, $500, $500. MashaAllah. Usman. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Takbir. This is a great example for us. I know that the future of this masjid is in great hands. These kids are not miser. They're giving in the path of Allah generously. A student of Darul Uloom, he is giving $500. Where is he getting from? From the pocket change that he's collecting. Giving in the path of Allah. $500. I would like to see some hands from the adults as well. $500. Zmarai, mashallah, $500. Allahu Akbar. He just gave $200 to his brother for the monthly expense of the masjid. And this is the brother who don't work. He's almost touching 70. But still, whatever he has collected, he is giving in the path of Allah because he knows that this is the best of the sadaqah he can make. $500. Young adult, $500. Wahid Lingyalay, mashallah, may Allah accept $500 from Wahid Lingyalay, mashallah. I see a hand in the back. Can you please get up? What's your name? Name? Ismail. Ismail is one of our HIF students. Takbir. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. These kids are proving me correct. As I said, our future is in great hand. Look at this. He is a HIF student and he is giving $500. A HIF student, he is giving $500. A student from Darul Uloom, he is giving $500. A HIF student, he is giving $200. Another HIF student, he gave whatever pocket money he had. Where are the adults? Sleeping, I guess. $500 only. $500 only. All of this is going into your savings. All of this.
$500 from my sisters.
MashaAllah, takbir. His sister, who is not even here, who is not even part of this community, but she is giving $500. So how much responsibility comes on my shoulders and your shoulders who are part of this community to give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again, I make sure all of us give back home. I personally give back home. I know we have needy ones back home, but that doesn't mean we should ignore our own facility over here. $500. This is one of the deception of shaitan, whispering in your ears. Well, he is locked at the moment, but he has worked throughout the month, throughout the year, that hey, you have given back home, you have given to so and so. Yes, you have. But who's going to take care of this? Someone from back home? Definitely not. $500. Huh? 600?
Yeah, 6,000.
I can't read. I don't have glasses.
6,850.
6,050.
850.
Okay. The sisters' amount just got increased as well. It went from 6,150 to 6,850, touching $7,000. Takbir. Again, these are all housewives. Most of them are housewives. And they are giving out their pocket money in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Well, what's up? I'm going to get on your nerves a little bit. I'm going to give $1,000 for my father who passed away.
Takbir.
On his
Look at that. He has already pledged thousands. I don't remember the number. He was the first one. When he was sitting on the chair, he pledged. And he's re-pledging for $1,000 for his deceased father. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. Ameen. Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. Two more brothers have given $500 each, which is $1,000. They don't want to give their names. Takbir. $500. We should look forward towards these kids, students, the teachers, giving out in thousands, in hundreds. Brother Iraj, who pledged heavily and then re-pledged for his father. $500 only. I can't even tell you how much that's going to be weekly. That's like probably nothing, huh? What, a bottle of water?
And $500 each for both of my wives.
MashaAllah. Yeah, he's hitting us. He is hitting us hard over here. Huh? He's hitting us hard. You heard what he said? He said $500 each for both of his wife. MashaAllah. $500 each. That's $1,000. Look, he pledged heavily first. Then he pledged for his deceased father. Now or they're pledging or you pledging?
I'm pledging for them.
Oh, mashallah. He's pledging for them. $500 each for both of his wives. Mashallah. But so you were my next target, but I keep quiet. $500. It's nothing. $500. $500. $200. Come here. Put it in your right hand. Look at this kid. He's the kid from our madrasa who is studying right now in Nurani Qaida. He's learning how to go towards reading Quran. A little kid who's giving how much? $200. Give me over here. $200 from little kid. Takbir. Takbir. If he can give $200, what about the adults? They can give $200 for sure. At least.
He has money, but he wants to give two.
Come. How much is yours?
100.
100. Put both in the right hand.
Put it both in the right hand.
Put it here. He's showing all of us over here that look, I'm giving $100 with his hands up. And we need adults to come up forward. Adults to come up forward. Come. How much are you giving?
$100.
$100. That's his pocket money. $100. $200 for the adults. Takbir. These are the little kids giving all their pockets money away.
Brother Mahmoud, we had another anonymous donation of $500.
MashaAllah, may Allah accept another anonymous donation of $500. Takbir. Hassan, you don't have any?
Hassan pays.
How much?
220.
Oh, MashaAllah. Hassan Faiz, 9 years old. MashaAllah, he's also digging into his pocket, giving away his savings. I don't know how he's doing though. Huh? Jamal and Johar, 200. Jamal already gave $10 to me. Jamal gave another, how much? 100. That's 110 from Jamal and 110 from Johar. MashaAllah.
And Dawood and Aman 200.
Dawood
Aman.
and Aman 200. Every single time these kids are proving me correct when I said our future is in good hands. But what about our adults? Where are they heading? $200. $200. We all ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "Ya Allah, give me Jannatul Firdaus." There is no Jannatul Firdaus for a mighty person. Allah has given you, you have to give back. This is not my words. I'm not saying it from out of my pocket. I've heard it from ulama. $200. MashaAllah, $200. $200, huh? Ruhullah? MashaAllah, may Allah accept. $200 from Brother Ruhullah. $200 from Brother Ruhullah. $200 more. Little kids, little students have given us $200. $200. $200. $100. $100. Anyone for $100? Anyone with $50? I'm not going to go lower than that. If anyone has a lower pledge, they can pledge now. $50. Anyone who wants to do $50? This is the lowest I'm going. $50. $50 from anyone.
They could do that weekly. It's less than 5.
Okay. May Allah accept. Ameen. There are some brothers who are being anonymous. They don't want to announce their names. May Allah accept them as well. But it's nothing wrong in announcing your name in such occasion. Huh? It was one of the battles when Prophet ﷺ have asked the companions to come forward. Didn't Abu Bakr anhu and Umar, they competed with each other? And that was openly in front of everybody. When there's an open gathering, you should come up openly. When there's a time to give secret, you give secretly. To give covers of those who don't want to be exposed. When there's a time to give openly, give openly. Huh? Come to me. Come here. What's your name? Isa. Isa is also one of our HIF students, the youngest. I believe he's the youngest HIF student that we have. Second youngest HIF student. What's your age?
10.
He's 10 years old and he's giving how much? $50. May Allah accept. Takbir. These are the students who are giving their pocket money. Probably that's whatever they have. So these kids have given everything that they have. Imagine how much value of this $50 or that $100 or that $200 will be in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
We have this brother as well giving $100.
MashaAllah. I forgot your name. Bilal. Bilal, mashallah, a young kid. Dagadi, right here. Bilal over here. He's giving how much?
100.
100. May Allah accept Bilal. Mashallah. Mashallah. Little kids there are giving all their pocket money away. Huh? I didn't understand.
No, Bilal.
Oh, Bilal. Okay, they're calling you over there. Anyone else with $50?
Who want a Jannat for $50? $50 Jannat.
Yeah, Jannah, not Jannatul Firdaus. Okay. Nusratullah, do you have any final numbers?
Almost.
Was there any pledges online, Zumare? Pisedi warkawarisi ke dizmur website talarsi www.masjiddarultaqwa.org. Garda yo lafz dei pa mabens ki gap nasta. www.masjiddarultaqwa.org. Taqadi?
We have Safiyullah.
Yeah, Danadi.
Safiyullah pledged $2,000. He couldn't make it, I believe. So he said $2,000.
Safiullah, all the way from Pakistan. He is in Pakistan right now, but he's being part of this community as he always is. And he's pledging $2,000 even when he was being there. Takbir. May Allah accept. Shortly, we will give you the numbers. You have the numbers from the sister side, right, Daga? 6,850.
There's still more coming in. It's got to wait.
Okay, just give us a few minutes. It's only one day in the whole year that we make you wait for the salah, right? It's still 10 o'clock. Brothers who've been here, we have prayed Taraweeh at 10:45 many times. So if it's few minutes late, it's okay. As I said earlier, you're waiting for salah, not a single second is wasted, as if you are in salah. In the month of Ramadan, hour and a half, you are in for salah. Few more minutes. I appreciate and I thanks every single person over here, whether that was a donation of $1, $10, or thousands of dollars. Right? No donation is small, no donation is big. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made you capable of donating, you are donating in His path. Right? And we are doing this only for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We give for the sake of Allah, and we ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah accept all of our donations, whoever has given.
We have an online $1,500 donation from PayPal.
Any name?
What's the name of it? Nazir Majid.
MashaAllah. Online payment through PayPal. The person is not here, pledging $1,500, and their name is Nazir Majid. Takbir. They are not physically here, but spiritually they are attached with this masjid. $1,500 online PayPal payment. Nazir Majid, may Allah accept your donations.
We got anonymous 100 PayPal online.
Another anonymous pledge from PayPal online for $100. $100 anonymous payment from online. Again, these are people who are not present here. I'm not even sure if they are part of this community. I have no idea, but still they are pledging. May Allah accept.
$500 online from Sami Sheikh, PayPal payment.
Another PayPal payment for $500, Sami Sheikh online. Again, I don't know if the brother is part of this community or not. May Allah accept. Takbir. This is some wonderful news coming from online. Brothers or sisters who are not part of this community. $500 pledge came in, $1,500 pledge came in. I believe it was $100, the other one, or the anonymous one? Yeah, $100. Altogether, $2,100 came from online pledges. MashaAllah, so far from this one phone call. The one, or the online, the telephone sadi. The akhbar wanje. Wow. ما ده يسبق خبر سو. Oh, sure, okay.
We got a couple more PayPals. I'm just waiting for Omar to tell me.
Okay, inshallah.
Nazir Majid, right?
Abdul Rafiqi.
Abdul Rafiqi.
Online?
Online.
So. We are getting news from our online pledges have just started. So far we have collected $2,100 through PayPal. $2,100. How much? Names? That wasn't Hamad. That was, you guys have given before, right? Yeah, I announced that. Yeah, that wasn't Hamad. I announced that.
So Nazir that paid online $1,500, he made two $1,500 payments.
Takbir. We just found out that one brother Brother Nazir Majid had made two different $1,500 payments. That's $3,000 coming from one brother alone, online through PayPal. Nazir Majid, may Allah accept. Takbir.
Abdul Bali for 1,000.
How much is this? 100? What's your name?
Abdul Bali from
Huh?
PayPal, they paid it.
Ahmad what? Hamdard. Ahmad Hamdard, a young kid who's giving his pocket money for $100. May Allah accept, mashallah. Go.
We had one for 1,000. That one.
Abdul Wali, another PayPal payment online for $1,000. That has brought us up to $3,600 online on PayPal. Muhammad Irfan, again a young teenager from this community. A young teenager, Muhammad Irfan, donating how much? $700. Takbir. Young kids, young kids. The highlight of this fundraising is young kids, teenager, little kids. They're donating in hundreds and in thousands. Warsa. Azan da koma. Wana sa. Azan ta ke. Panro ka loki. Sheikh, good. Huh? یولس نفره یو سلو یولس هغه خلک چې کم د زمری په ټیک ټاک کې ناسي و یو سلو یولس نفره جی هغه ته پاره تاسو کولی شئ چې آنلاین ورسئ زموږ ویب سایټ ته اورې د پیسو لینکس ته ویب سایټ چې دی www.darultaqwa.org دا ګرد یو لفظ دی په مابینس کې ګیپ هم نسته www.masjiddarultaqwa.org دلته آنلاین ورسئ دا خلک چې د ستا نوم چشتي په ټیک ټاک کې جانان سرپاس په ټیک ټاک کې چې هر څوک ګوري هغه چې آنلاین ورسئ او الله ته چې خپل پلیجز وکړي انشاءالله. We have another pledge from PayPal, Anwar Hussein, for $500. Takbir. I don't even know these names. I don't know who these brothers are, but alhamdulillah, may Allah accept their donations that they are doing. Anwar Hussein for $500. These are all donations that are coming from online source. I believe it's PayPal. This is Zelle. The last one is Zelle. Anonymous $20 online. May Allah accept. No donation is small. Whether if it's $10, $1, $20. As long as you are sincere and honest in your donation, Allah accepts anything that you give. Just few more minutes, inshallah. We are collecting all the online information as well as we are waiting on the final numbers. I was told that numbers have increased again from the sister side. So just few more minutes and we will be going towards the Isha Salah, inshallah. Nusrat, what are you waiting on?
Waiting for Hazem, he wants to pledge too. He wants to speak to me.
Yes, Sheikh Hazem.
Okay, so he wants to pledge $2,000 over the.
Oh, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Hazem, one of our regular members of this community, mashallah. Young boy. Young and hopeful. Is pledging $2,000. Mashallah, Hazem. May Allah accept. Mashallah. $2,000 from Brother Hazem. Few more minutes of your precious time, inshallah. We will be wrapping it up by announcing the final numbers. Again, every year we have this issue. I repeat, every single year we have this issue where pledges are made, but pledges are not honored. Please be mindful. This pledge is not getting made to an individual. You are making this pledge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please be honest. Please be sincere with your pledges. If you have made a pledge, try your level best to honor your pledge, to give your pledge. If there is an issue, don't be shy with speaking with any of the members of the masjid, the responsible members, that you have an issue so we know what's going on. Every year, thousands of dollars of pledges are not collected, thousands and dollars of pledges. So I hope all the brothers today that they have made their pledges, that they are honest and sincere in their pledges. And then they will fulfill and they will honor the pledges that they have made today, inshallah. Yes.
give this for last year. For everybody.
Yes. Also, the Masjid Darul Taqwa have also decided for those brothers who, for whatever financial difficulty, were not able to honor the pledges from last year, we are forgiving those pledges, and we request the same brothers, for whatever reason, financial difficulty, whatever problem they had, they couldn't honor the pledge from last year, please do so this year. You can re-pledge, you can make a fresh pledge, and then you can continue with, inshallah, doing the pledge this year. Okay, Nusrat, what are you waiting on? I'm sorry.
Okay, so far we have 6,695.
Can you say that one more time?
66,695.
It's right there.
Shirdi?
Red.
Right there. Okay. So this is with the woman's side, right?
This is our total.
Total, everything. Okay, so as some of you brothers can see on the big screen as well over here in the red, alhamdulillah, the target for this year fundraising was $350,000. Unfortunately, we were not able to achieve that, but what we were able to achieve this year is $166,695. Takbir! Takbir! Are we capable of doing more than this? 100% we are capable of doing more than this. Are we capable of crossing the barrier of 200,000? 100% we are capable of crossing the barrier of 200,000. It's just that how much are we willing to give in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But whatever we have collected, all praises be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whoever has given whatever, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from them. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a tawfiq for the, yes.
And those brothers or sisters who have not got the message and they'll get the message later, they could go to our website and they could still donate.
Yes, any of your family members, friends who may see this video later on YouTube, anyone who may see this video later on YouTube any time of the year or in the future can always go to our website www.masjiddarultaqwa.org and you can make a payment over there any time of the year. Again, last wrap up, our annual expense for the Masjid Darul Taqwa, for those, every year I get to hear stuff. Every single year people come up to me and be like, oh, you guys have collected money, where did it go? We don't see anything. When now I say this every year, I don't know if I'm not able to explain myself or they don't understand me properly, but I will go over it again. Every year I repeat and I tell the community, we have expenses. The majority of our expenses are of our madrasa, teachers and other expenses that we have. $240,000 is our annual expense alone, expenses for the masjid and madrasa, right? And the expansion program is heavy, right? Once it starts, we're going to be looking forward to the community, or we're going to go outside the community as well to pledge money, because it's not going to be possible alone through this small community to come up with huge money like whatever the expansion program is going to require. We over here showed you guys different students from different grades. They came, they presented themselves in front of you, right? For those who ask, where does the money go? For those who ask, where does the money go? This is where your money is going, in the future generation of this community. So please be mindful next time when you ask, where does the money going? We also told you guys, I don't have the exact numbers right now. I know it's at least 150,000 or above that we have saved from the last few fundraisers that we have done. Even though with the heavy expense that we have, we still have some money in the saving for the construction of the masjid. So this year we have collected 167 and some change. Right, 167 and change. For those who talk, where does the money go? 167 and change we have collected. 240,000 is our expense. So we are in negative at the moment. Where does the money go? It's negative. It's not even covering the cost of the masjid. $20,000 a month. This is what we have collected. So when you ask next time, for whoever asks, they can refer to this video. This video will be posted on YouTube. Tell those brothers and sisters who question where the money goes, tell them go all the way towards the end of the video. You will see the collection is 167 and the expense is 240,000. So please be mindful of your questions next time and don't hurt the feeling of the brothers over here. Anything else?
We have a $2,000 payment from PayPal Anonymous.
MashaAllah. We have another pledge.
Not pledge, payment.
Oh, sorry. A payment, not a pledge. A payment, cash payment on PayPal for $2,000, and it's an anonymous person. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. Takbir.
And then we have somebody, it's like you said, it's little is...
No, there's nothing as little.
It's $9.25.
MashaAllah, $9.25.
Takbir.
Takbir. This is what the person had, this is what he's giving. Right? The value is not in front of me and you. We're not the one who's going to wait this $9.75. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever Allah wishes to give that person. So I guess I'm clear. You guys saw the total already. Is there anything you want to say? Please, yeah.
We finished, right?
Yeah, we are finished.
We're wrapping it up.
Yes, you want to say something? Again, I would like to thank every single person over here from the bottom of our heart, no matter what your pledge and donation was. On behalf of Dar Taqwa, I appreciate your efforts and just one last thing, the pledges have gone up to 169. Again, the yearly expense is 240, just to remind you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would just like to take this opportunity and thank all of you on behalf of Dar al-Taqwa for coming over here, for doing whatever khidmat you did, for bringing the food, for just participating in this event. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you according to your intention and according to whatever you did. The ladies as well for the food that they provided, for the efforts that they did. It says that it's not the amount of deeds that you do, it's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made you capable of doing. So whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us capable of, that is our level and that is our status in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the work, the thing that we should take from this meeting with us, that whatever our status is in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that was proven over here. So whoever has the best status, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala extend and increase him in those status, and the rest of us, all of us, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase us in the same way. Again, thank you all for coming and doing all the khidmat. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.